company like Rainfin put itself at risk in any way by hosting these transactions?
It doesn't at all. We're a platform, and we put as much work as possible in to make sure that we understand who the borrowers and the investors are, to make sure there's no reputational risk. But the money that's flowing on the platform isn't our money. It is the investors that come onto the platform that make investment decisions and that borrow that money to individuals or to companies on the other side.
So then what's your business model? How do you make money?
We make an initiation fee basically once you invest into or if you borrow out.
Okay.
So that's where we make a small transactional fee. It is not a transactional account, so they don't offer you a card and other banking services because the banks are great at that and they'll always do that. But we create a model in the lending space where we just enable you with lower rates effectively.
Would that ever change? Would there ever be a time that you can see where a company like Rainfin, if it's not Rainfin or another lending company, would take a percentage of the transaction?
There's different models the guys use. Some of them take a percentage and then the interest rate spread becomes a little bit higher. We're hoping to keep the interest rate as low as possible for borrowers, and the return for investors are higher than they would get access to it at any other place. So typically I think our model for the foreseeable future will stay as it is now.
Now, how much risk does an investor who comes onto the site take? How much risk is he at?
It depends. There is definitely risk in this model, as with any other investment or asset class you invest into. The borrowers that we typically focus on are prime borrowers. They're upper income individuals that would be multi-banked. They would typically be able to get a loan from anywhere else. But because of the social construct and the way that we operate, they would come to us because there are so much inherent benefits to society. So if you spread your investment over multiple loans on the SME and individual space, your risk obviously decreases due to diversification.
Just like it would if you're investing somewhere else?
Anywhere else, yeah.
Now, do you see this becoming the norm? Do you see this kind of becoming the way people invest in the future?
I definitely do. I definitely do think so. I think as the product lines grow in the space, people will start to take up more, just like they have started to embrace other things in the sharing economy. People started traveling differently when Couchsurfer and Airbnb started. People starting to use taxis differently just when Uber and all the ride-sharing applications started. So we're never going to become a fully functional bank with all the peripherals and all the cost overheads. But definitely on the lending space, unsecured and asset-backed, I definitely think there's going to be a big shift towards online exchanges with technology as underpinning.